歡迎嚟到咖喱英語教室第6集。Welcome to the sixth lesson of Gary's English Learning Center.
Yeah, that's a tricky one.
Yeah. So my problem is that I was very confident before Gary's pointing out my mistakes, but after his lesson, I become very hesitating.
Too self-conscious.
Yeah, too self-conscious.
We shouldn't do really. I don't really want to do that. You know? I just want to let people know how good your English is, right?
Sure.
So that they're rightly justly impressed.
Yeah, or else there will be no improvement.
Yeah,
on my part.
They should be impressed, right?
They
shouldn't be not impressed.
Yeah. So I start again as a primary school student here.
In that respect.
Yeah. Okay, I'm talking about mistakes or errors. There are lots of errors made by the local Cantonese speakers or writers. Mm-hmm. And one of the most conspicuous example is that, let's take this case as an example. This is a very respectable academic journal. Mm-hmm. And Chinese name is 國學新視野. Actually, it's about Chinese, but they got a bilingual content.
Content.
Yeah. And the word here is, for 目錄 is content.
Content.
Yeah. And again here, this is another example. A house magazine by the Hong Kong Journalists Association, the journalist. And again, for 目錄, the word is content. These are two very highbrow magazine or journals.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
Ironically, to borrow the word used by Gary, and this one is free, which I got from the MTR.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's pop. Oh, pop. Yeah. Pop.
Yeah.
So very lowbrow.
Very lowbrow. With all the advertisements, but the word is contents.
Contents. Yeah.
Contents,
which is correct. Yeah.
Which is correct.
Yeah.
So would you mind to point out the reason why these two are mistakes and this one is the right one?
Well. Contents is what is contained in something. Content, what is contained in something. So it's the contents, and we don't normally know what is contained. There won't be one thing, so it's contents in the plural. So if we don't know, we do know that there's more than one thing, then it'd be contents.
Yeah.
What is contained within something, whether it be a bag or a book, is what is contained within.
So if I say there are some things in my bag, and would you say contents or content?
What are the contents?
Contents
of your bag.
Or bags.
Yeah. What are the contents of this book?
Yeah. And would I say that the content of this film is very stylish?
That's different, right? That's kind of more of a qualitative, a qualitative judgment, really. Yeah. So an appraisal. Yeah. So in that case, then we would use content. Yeah. The content of the film was very stylish. Yeah. Well, the content was very violent. Yeah. Or something like that.
And that comes to one of the greatest problem of Chinese learners when they learn English, because they got confused between the countable noun and non-countable nouns.
That is a really confusing one.
Yeah.
It doesn't always hold true. But if we say content here, can be the quality of film, what kind of film it is. It can also mean that you're satisfied. Yeah, I'm content. So we might say, I'm content. I'm content. I'm happy. I'm satisfied with myself.
Yeah, and the reason why we point out these mistakes in this program is that here in Hong Kong, people very easily get confused by the plurals. I mean, usually they will forget the S. Yeah. At the end, let's say let's point out another example. Bill Gates instead of Bill Gate.
Bill Gates. Yeah.
Yeah. People will say Bill Gate in Hong Kong,
but not saying the N consonant.
Yeah.
The N consonant. And it's difficult when it's blended.
Yeah.
When it's blended, so it's blended. Gates.
Yeah. Yeah. So another example is Steve Jobs.
Yeah. Steve Jobs. Yeah.
Yeah, with S, and people will say Steve Job instead.
Steve Job.
Yeah. Would you ask for a job from Steve Jobs?
Yeah.
Actually, you can't, because he's dead now.
He was still around.
Yeah, he's still around. So, what is your advice about learning this countable and non-countable nouns?
What's my advice? I'm on the spot there, really. My advice really is you have to think about the situation. Grammar is not learning some rules. It's about the thought process behind what you mean to say, getting across what you mean to say.
The meaning of the word.
The meaning. Yeah, the meaning.
Yeah.
Understanding the meaning.
Yeah.
And not just learning some rules.
Yeah. And don't think it in a mechanical or automatic way. The plural of a word may not just mean the plurality of these things.
Yeah.
It can mean in another thing as well. So every time whenever you're not sure, check the dictionary. That's right. Yeah, the safest way.
And another source of confusion is something like somebody goes to a show or something like that. They say, "I am boring."
Yeah, which means that you are very boring.
Yeah. No, you're not really. You're not really boring, you know. Yeah. But that's not what they mean. They mean, I am bored, you know. Yeah. I am bored by the show, or in the opposite way, they are excited. I'm exciting.
Yeah.
Huh? I don't think you're very exciting. Yeah. I'm excited or interested, right?
Well, this show is very exciting.
Yeah.
And we are so excited.
We're excited to do this show, right?
Yeah. So you see the difference. And now, another point I would like to raise in this program is how can we speak very natural or idiomatic English?
Yeah, natural. You see, you have to use idiom, idioms in this kind of in the kind of thing. So, like we had the tea before,
Yeah.
And people would say to maybe you know this one, but just to give you an example, it's my cup of tea. Mm. And what do they mean?
Yeah.
They mean I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like football is my cup of tea.
Yeah.
So it sounds very strange, but people would say that.
Yeah.
If you don't learn normal, natural kind of English, then you'll get confused. If it's just from a book.
Or because you take the meaning literally.
Yeah, you take
Yeah.
If football is my cup of tea is
word by word, and then you got the wrong meaning. Another example that I can point out is that out to lunch.
Out to lunch, yeah.
Yeah, which does not mean.
It not mean they're out to lunch.
Yeah, out to lunch. What does it mean?
It means they're a bit crazy, really.
Yeah,
it means somebody's a bit crazy, really.
So next time when I say, is Gary out to lunch? It does not mean that I'm asking whether Gary is out to get a lunch.
That's right. There's many ways we can say, you're crazy, really. He's a sandwich short of a picnic.
Yeah.
It's not all there.
It's not all there. Yeah. Would you mind to repeat that?
A sandwich.
Short
of a picnic.
Sandwich
short of a picnic. So
I never
you've got the whole picnic there,
yeah.
but there's the sandwich missing.
Oh, sandwich.
There's something missing.
Something missing.
Yeah. You can say a chapter short of a book. There's something missing, right?
Yeah, something missing. Maybe in sometime in the future we should find some Chinese equivalent of this English idioms. And another example, very famous example, I would like to ask Gary, because both Gary and me are very diehard listeners of English pop songs. Mm-hmm. What does I heard it through the grapevine mean?
I heard it through the grapevine. We heard it by a rumor. By rumors, yeah. Wow. That's really.
Which might be true or not true.
Yeah, which may be not true or not true, Mm. And the grapevine is where the grapes come from, the wine comes from. Mm. So when people have a bit of wine or bear jiao, then they tend to say what they shouldn't say, really. So then again, that's the double thing, really.
Yeah, for this one, I can give you the Chinese equivalent. In Chinese, it's mean 道聽途說. Yeah. So do you know who sang this song?
Marvin Gaye.
Marvin Gaye.
I can do it on my ukulele as well.
yeah. He can sing it here. But there's another very famous group doing the song.
Oh,
CCR.
CCR. Right.
Creedence Clearwater Revival.
Yeah.
So which version do you think is the better one?
I usually go for the original, actually.
Oh, original. You like original?
Yeah, I like.
You don't like cover.
Sometimes it works, but usually it doesn't. I don't think.
Yeah. So the reason why that we point out this example is that because they are so idiomatic, you will encounter these idioms.
Yeah, but that's the way we speak, isn't it? And it's true in Cantonese as well, isn't it?
Yeah. So it is the same for Gary. When he have to follow some Chinese idioms, he also get into trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you can get into Cantonese is a minefield. Especially, it's very difficult. Especially with the tones.
Yeah.
I've got in some trouble before, you know.
Yeah.
So when I was on that market stall, one of the stallholders asked me. He said, "How was your business?" And I had very little Cantonese, so I said, "Siu," a little bit, "lei," "siu lei," and he looked at me like, "What's the matter?" You know. But I was just trying to use my minimum Cantonese to reply politely, but it went completely wrong.
Yeah, you should be forgiven because you don't know too much Cantonese.
No.
But in that case, I guess it might be better for you to switch to English instead.
Yeah, there was another one with the Dango and the Dangao. You can make mistakes. And you're talking about phrasal verbs as well. You know, we speak in phrasal verbs. You know.
Yeah, such as give in.
Give in, which is submit. Yeah, submit.
Yeah.
And I always thought myself of I can put up with somebody.
Yeah, which means you bear with.
Yeah, I tolerate. I bear. Put up with somebody, right?
Yeah.
But if I put them up,
yeah,
then I accommodate them.
Accommodate.
And they can come and stay in my house. You know.
Oh yeah.
So the kind of opposite meanings, but I put up. I put up with.
Yeah.
You know, there's some examples of the language that we use. You know.
Yeah. So where can you get this example, or where can you learn this very idiomatic English?
There are some publications you can learn it. Of course, you know. Of course, I know them, but I mean, you can find some publications in Hong Kong. Maybe we could show you a few in the program at a future date.
Yeah.
And also compile some and share some.
Yeah. So I guess that the trick is that you try to concentrate whenever you listen to some native English speakers in their daily conversation, and usually they would use
that's the way they will speak. You know? Most people won't say, "Oh, I can't tolerate him."
Yeah.
Well, they might, you know? But they might just as likely to say, "I can't put up with him."
Yeah.
I can't stand him. It's another thing. I can't stand him.
Yeah. The problem with us is that usually we will not we do not learn it from the real English, genuine English conversations. We learn it from the book, which is very bookish.
It is very
and not very idiomatic.
And in the textbooks, I don't see the word "nice" even, which is such a commonly used word in English. Nice.
It is nice.
Yeah, it's nice. It's such a have a nice day. You know.
Yeah.
I don't see it in the textbook.
Okay. Another example, just as you pointed out, I can give you another example. And one of my English teachers used to say "jolly good." Yeah. What does it mean? I can't find it.
Just jolly good. Just another way to say very good. You know?
Very good.
Yeah, jolly is happy kind of thing.
Jolly good.
You know?
Yeah.
You know, like when we said cheers in the last program.
Yeah.
Cheers actually means happiness.
Happiness.
So when I say cheers, I'm wishing you happiness.
Yeah.
And my favourite way of saying goodbye is cheerio.
Yeah, cheerio.
Cheerio. Because it's like a happy goodbye.
You know? Do you know there's an English TV program, American TV program called Cheers?
There was, anyway, yeah. Cheers, yeah.
It means the same thing.
Yeah, that's right. Cheers, happiness, really.
Yeah.
Wishing you happiness.
What,
if you could break it down.
Would you mind to explain some of the differences between American idioms and British idioms?
I don't know any American. Do I know any American idioms? I don't know how to actually put on the spot.
Let's say the word guy, this guy or that guy.
This guy or that guy, yeah.
Yeah. Do you use it in England?
We do now, you know, because you know,
because of
American
the
culture is so prevalent.
You're prevalent, yeah.
It's so prevalent. If you, as I do, listen to the international school students, they speak with an American accent now.
Oh, right now.
They do,
yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Awesome.
But you know, this is strange to me because I got this hang up with British English. I mean, I would like to learn very much. I mean, I would like to speak very British English instead of American English. But I guess right now it is not the same anymore. Even in London, people will try to imitate their American accent.
They were trying all kinds. In London, the situation is different because it's very, very metropolitan in London. There are people from all over the world in living in London. It's like a miniature world, really.
Yeah,
Maybe it still is, but But what they said in the first program, there is a middle English. It's not a question of being English. It's a question of it being a middle English that everybody can use as a common platform for communication.
Yeah.
And if we go into our different accents, whether it be American or Australian kind of accent, or even a French kind of English accent or Indian English accent, then we're going to find it very difficult to communicate.
Yeah.
So teachers, you usually find, will speak this middle English. If they don't, they're not really
Which
English.
is the common denominator.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So we can all aim for that middle English, I would call it, really.
Yeah.
Standard English. Then we can communicate easier between people, because it's the language of the world. If somebody's speaking with a heavy French accent to somebody with a heavy Chinese accent, the communications get more and more difficult.
The reason is that English is an international language, so you have to adjust the way the way of presentation and the way they speak to everyone every English speakers in every corner of the world.
Yeah, every corner of the world. So as somebody in Hong Kong, you may have a tourist who's coming from Italy or something, who is speaking English with an Italian accent that you have to try and understand, you know. But if you're replying, oh, there's over there, are you really going to be able to communicate in English?
Yeah. But my question is that if you want to be respectable in London, let's say in London, would you say how do you do, or how you're getting on, or things like that, and nice to meet you, or something like that?
It depends really if it's a formal
occasion,
formal occasion, or a first meeting, you know. Yeah.
Let's say when I meet you the first time, what should I say in London to make myself respectable?
How do you do would be the most polite.
How do you do?
Still would, I think.
Yes. How do you do? Yeah.
Pleased to meet you.
Pleased to meet you.
Pleased to meet you. How do you do?
Yeah.
That would still be in your first meeting, so you're being polite. You don't know the person.
Yeah. And what will make us very rude to English people if we say it in the American way? I mean, howdy.
Yeah. What's up?
What's up?
What's up? Is
that is very rude.
Yeah, that's very well. It's very, very casual. You know,
casual.
Very casual. What's up? You know.
Yeah, because when I was in Frankfurt or Berlin, the Germans will speak that kind of English. So I felt very uncomfortable.
Very casual kind of English.
Yeah. What's up?
Yeah, because they learn it from the TV. If they're trying to.
That's the problem of idiomatic English.
Yeah.
You don't know the whether it is polite or rude, because it may be a very familiar situation, which might not be your case.
Yeah, but you know, if you were going for a new client in business, to see a new client in business or something like that, you know, you go, hey, what's up? I don't think it's going to go down very well. You know, this kind of thing.
Yeah, and how would we say? When the meeting is over, or when we part company, what will we say? So we say goodbye or something else?
It's been a pleasure, you know, something like that.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah, it was nice to meet you.
It was nice.
It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, just to be polite.
Yeah.
Well,
I hope we can do this again, you know, something like that.
Yeah. So I guess in the future we might spend some time to talk about how to be polite in English.
Yeah, in different situations, I think that would be useful.
Yeah, and what about if I ask your favor to do something? I mean, what would I say? Would you like to, or
could you please? Yeah?
Could you please?
Please is the magic
Remember,
word.
it was
the magic word.
It is a past tense.
Yeah.
Could you instead
please,
of can you? Could you?
But that's different, you know. I mean, in that case, it's kind of a language fossil kind of thing, really. It might not be grammatically correct, but it's what we say. It's like, would you like a cup of tea, Eddie?
Would you like? Yeah. Would you like
a cup of tea?
Yeah. And
I would if I was thirsty, but we don't analyse it that much. It's just what we say, you know.
Yeah. Well, that is very idiomatic.
You know, just like in Cantonese, "Sik jaw fan mei," you're not having rice every time.
But it does not literally mean that you are asking this person whether he had dinner or not.
Yeah.
It just shows your respect.
That's right,
or your politeness.
Similar way, yeah.
So you have to remember it instead of trying to find the deeper meaning of that. Yeah, you have to remember that. Would you like to have a lunch with me after the program?
I would love to.
I would love to, yeah. So again, it is about time to end this program, and we'll see you next week. Thank you.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure. Thank you.